Hey, welcome to the weekly Oracle Messages and 7-Day Tarotscope. It's Dani Simone, aka the Mystic Model. I hope this message finds you well. I'm excited to dive into the energies here for this upcoming week. We'll be taking a look into January the 23rd through 29th. So we'll see, catch a little vibe for what we got going on. Astrologically speaking, I'm recording this on Sunday, the 22nd. So we've got Uranus going direct today, which officially means all planets are direct for the next 3 months, y'all. Okay, so you really want to take advantage of this energy. And, there's not really, oh, you just got to do a ton of things. Really, you'll start to naturally feel like things are moving forward in your life, that you're gaining more clarity and more momentum towards whatever your goals are. Okay. Of course, you can book an astrology reading with me to really kind of dive further into that. That is in the description below. But let's go ahead and get into these cards. All right. So remember, these are general messages. Take the messages that apply, leave the ones that do not. The best reading or most accurate reading you can book is a personal reading. That information is in the description box. So definitely book that with me if you'd like. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna tap in. I'm gonna shuffle the cards here, tune into the energy. We're gonna start off with the Shamanic healing cards. I used them in last week's reading and really enjoyed them. So we're going to be using them again today. All right, so we'll start off here with our first card that just kind of flips out. Let's see here. Got a little different setup using my computer and webcam instead of my phone today. So hopefully it works. But we have Ascension. Okay. So this is really powerful stuff here. This is that level up when it comes to your spiritual growth, your emotional growth, mental growth. Okay. Ascension is all about going higher, elevating. Okay. So this may be a week where you are doing just that. Some of you I'm getting, especially working with these shamanic healing cards, you have been through maybe like a dark night of the soul, or you've been through like a really rough season in your life. Or some of you, you may feel like, oh my gosh, I've been going through it for years. Like, when is this ever going to get better? But this week, for many of you, oh yes, and we have the number 24 on this card, and we're literally the 24th is on Tuesday. Okay, so there could be something significant about Tuesday. All right, for somebody out there, and it may be some type of event that is happening, or some type of offer, an opportunity that is coming your way, or some experience that is going to elevate you. Okay, so congratulations. Let's see what else we have going on here. Spirit, give me a little more insight into this ascension here. If anyone was sick last week, of course, if you got like a COVID test or something like that, or you went to the doctor and they said, oh, this is what it is, cool. But for some of you, you may actually have been experiencing ascension symptoms. Okay, so I always say do your Googles, but just a brief breakdown of it. Those symptoms, when we are going through like an energetic upgrade, it's like our body has to kind of catch up with it too. So sometimes we can come down with like certain physical symptoms. Sometimes people describe them as cold and flu symptoms. Sometimes people like have a lot of headaches and body aches and things of that nature. I know, oh my gosh, I was going through it last week, a couple of days. I actually had to call out of work because it was like, no, baby. So some of you may even be experiencing that moving into this week. All right. So just be gentle, especially with the ascension process. It's nothing to rush or feel like, oh, I just gotta keep pushing. Like, I'm hearing pushing yourself beyond your brink, and we don't want to do that, right? Pace yourself, right? There are times where we do just need to kind of slow down. I know some of you are probably like, I'm tired of the slowdown. Look, we've had Mars, it had been retrograde for a couple of months. It just went direct here a couple of weeks ago. Um, Mercury just went direct last week. So I know some of y'all, but myself included, like, I don't want to slow down. But it's funny, the way that our body will work for us sometimes, even though it seems that it's working against us. Your body is like, bitch, you need a break. Slow down. So sometimes you end up getting sick. And it's just the universe's way of forcing you to not only rest, but to integrate. That's what's taking place during the ascension. You're integrating higher levels of consciousness. So some of you may have, I'm getting last week's energy is kind of carrying over into this week. You may have been experiencing a lot of quote unquote downloads, okay, which can come through as like a sudden realization or an aha moment or a major shift in your perspective. Um, and we need to give our bodies, not even just our physical bodies, but the energetic body, the emotional body, all of that stuff. We have different bodies, right, that we need to be aware of. And yeah, sometimes we need to give ourselves that space to integrate. Okay. So if you feel a little sluggish here in the week ahead, or you're dealing with any sickness, definitely hoping that you have a speedy recovery, but definitely just take your time. Okay. Get your rest. Drink plenty of fluids. Okay. That's definitely something that could help. I look, as much as I'm like, yo, do your spiritual baths. I be lazy sometimes, but I will say this past week, I took 2 spiritual baths in a week, which is rare for me. But, and one of them was, one of those days where I was sick, and I was just like, oh my gosh, my body was aching, partially because I went way too hard in the gym after taking a really long break. So some of that's like my fault. But like I just took my spiritual bath, it was at my salts in there and everything, kind of relaxed my muscles. And then I ended up taking another one for the new moon, which was just so relaxing. Every time I do my spiritual baths, I'm like, why don't you do this more regularly? Like, this is really good. It feels great. It's relaxing. It just feels very refreshing, not only for the body, but for the energy as well. It's kind of like you get a nice little reset there. Right. So those may be things that you want to try. And if you're not familiar with spiritual baths, you can keep it simple and just do like some sea salt in your bath, kind of like you're taking a dip into the ocean. All right. And you can add some of your favorite essential oils. Some people, they like to add their herbs and all of that stuff too. But, if you're new to this, simplicity is really the best. You can get really good results by just sticking to the basics as well. So if you've never tried a sea salt bath, put that on your to-do list this week, okay? So let's see what else we have going on here with this ascension energy. Okay. So we have growth. Okay, so it's like almost synonymous with ascension. They kind of go hand in hand here. Oh, I love this too, because this growth, it's almost more focused on the physical and, the natural world, the physical body. So as I was saying, like when we're going through these upgrades energetically and we're receiving, all of these downloads and our consciousness is expanding, we may also see that growth reflected in our physical, not even may also, you will typically see that growth affected, like reflected in the physical realm. Okay. So some of you could be experiencing some growth when it comes to your business, or when it comes to your career, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your love life, when it comes to your friendships, when it comes to, I don't know, your body. If you've been like in the gym and maybe you're trying to get some muscle and, put some gains on or something like that. I know that's me. That's the only reason I be in the gym, y'all. Please don't ever think I'm in there trying to lose no weight. And they're trying to get some muscle, get a little more weight on me. Okay. But whatever you're in the gym for, because, if your goal is to lose weight, that's still growth for you. Right. So, Yes, there is definitely some physical results here that you are going to be seeing in the week ahead. Okay. As it relates to this spiritual ascension that you're going through. Oh, that's so beautiful. And then we have new day. So beautiful. So this is literally opening it up for you. Like, here you go. Like, here's your new life. That's essentially what an ascension is. It's almost like a video game, right? When you like um when you conquer one level or you beat one level of the game, and then you're like on to that next level, right? So that is what's going on here. Yeah. So leveling up. Okay. And as you do so, as you enter into this new part of the game here, you're going to have a lot of new experiences, also some new challenges, but you will be equipped to navigate those challenges with these downloads and this information that you've been integrating here. Okay. So please believe. All right, especially those of you maybe within this past week, especially with this new moon, maybe you were having revelations surrounding certain things in your life. It's like the universe is going to have you put it to the test, essentially, in this new phase that you're stepping into. So, definitely exciting stuff here. Let me see, my internet connection has been a little crazy today. So, my apologies. New day. We've got this dragonfly on here, which is a symbol, which is symbolic of change. All right, and sometimes very sudden change, where you're like, "Whoa, wasn't expecting to be going in that direction, but here we go." So this also has a lot to do with kind of trusting and surrendering to the divine plan, right? Which may not always look the way that we expected it to, but you're still headed in the right direction. You're exactly where you need to be. So some of you may need that reminder here as well. And then we also have the sun standing out on this card. And as we know, like the sun is symbolic of hope, right? Of joy. It's kind of like the promise of, each new day is like the sun comes up. So it's reminding me of that Glorilla song "Tomorrow." So some of you, I don't know, that's my girl. I really love her. But check out that song. Maybe you need a little motivation here if things have been a little rough for you. Okay. I'm really drawn to the number 11 on the New Day card. It's a master number, and I think that might have come up for us maybe in last week's reading. That might have been the 22. I can't remember. But we have another master number here. And with this number 11, you have the ability to manifest rapidly, okay? With your thoughts, okay? With your emotions. Remember that your thoughts and your emotions, they carry energy, okay? It's like waves, frequencies, right? So some of you are needing to attune or tune your mind and your heart to align with what it is that you're wanting to manifest in your life. Okay, like they say, like if you want to have money, well, you got to feel like you already have money. Or even that statement that I really actually like, dress for the job that you want to have. Okay, so look, shit, maybe you don't want to have a job, so dress for that and whatever that would look like. Okay. um but definitely I'm getting this vision of like a radio station, and you're gonna have to adjust the dial, the station here, when you go through these ascensions. Mm. So this is a really interesting phase that we're in this week. I am getting, it is kind of a bit of an in between still, almost like a transition phase. And some of that may have to do with the shadow phases of Mars retrograde and of Mercury retrograde here as well, which will clear up more in February. Okay. So if you still feel like, girl, I'm struggling, I don't know what's going on, I'm not seeing any growth, any momentum, I'm really frustrated, I'm growing impatient, it's okay. Okay. Just give it a little more time. Like I said, The astrology, we can learn a lot from the astrology. We can learn how to work with it. We can learn how to manage our expectations as well. And it's not to say that astrology governs your whole entire life, but it can give you context as to why certain things maybe are going really slow for you, or why you're feeling delays and things of that nature. And that's how I like to use astrology, at least. Because there's been plenty of times in my life where I'm just angry at the universe, and why is this not happening? And I'm like, oh, then I look to the astrology and I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. All right. So learn more about the astrology, if that's something that interests you. Okay. I was talking about that sun that I see on this new day card. The sun has shifted into Aquarius. So shout out to all my Aquarius babies out there. Happy birthday to you. Hope you all have an amazing next year around the sun. But yes, now that the sun has shifted into Aquarius, Aquarius is an air sign. Okay, I know a lot of people kind of confuse it with a water sign because its glyph is the water bearer. Okay, but Aquarius is an air sign. Okay, so it governs our mind, it governs our communication. And when we're talking about Aquarius, we're usually talking about like our friend groups, our social circles. Acquaintances are included in there, but we're also talking about our community when we're speaking on Aquarius energy. This is where some of you are going to see the growth is in your community. Okay. That community can be your friends, it can be people you work with in business, people that you collaborate with creatively. It can be your family, all right? But it can also be, people that you're coming together with for a shared cause. Okay, Aquarius energy loves to give back to the community as well. Okay, so it's very much into like the humanitarian efforts and community service and things like that. Okay. Wow, that's powerful. Some of you are meant to play a really big role in your community. Okay, believe it or not. And you may be like, I don't really know what I do. Like, you're gonna come into that wisdom, okay? And sometimes the wisdom is not always like we're given the complete plan, like here you go. It's step by step. So, ask for spirit to orchestrate your steps, right? Ask for spirit to guide you. When spirit gives you instruction to do something, go do it. Okay. And then once that is completed, you'll get the next instruction. Because I think some of you are waiting for like the whole fucking manual, like here it is. Like it's not going to happen like that. Some of you actually need to backtrack because spirit been done told you to do something that you still have not done. And that's why you're not getting any additional instruction. And I'm getting for some of you, that's why you're not experiencing the growth that you want as well. You can't bypass this. That kind of goes into a topic that I was kind of engaging with on Twitter earlier today. And just the whole concept of spiritual bypassing. Okay. When people say that they're doing the work and they're only kind of focused on one aspect of the work. And usually a, it's usually motivated by just like being super duper positive. And not to say it's not a bad thing to be positive, but that's not the only aspect of healing either. The spiritual bypassing can be devoid of a lot of the shadow work that is necessary and a lot of the murky, uncomfortable, yucky shit that a lot of people don't want to face. Okay. Especially about themselves. All right. So this can be a week here where it's like, all right, let's get real about yourself, about who you are, about how you're showing up in the world, about your purpose in life, your mission. So some of you can be receiving a lot of insights about some of those things here in this upcoming week. Let's see what else we have. I'm going to pull a couple of cards from the Work Your Light oracle cards. It's so funny. I always think Spirit be knowing, because I be choosing what decks I'm gonna use, and I was like, oh, I want to use this one, and this to me is definitely one of like those ascension focused kind of oracle decks. So if you're into stuff like that, or you feel like you're on this ascension journey and maybe you want to have a tool to help you with that, get these cards. They're called the Work Your Light oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell. Okay. I know she made some other decks too I haven't used, but this one's really good. I do like this one. So let's see what we got going on here. I mentioned the number 11, the number 24. On the growth card, we have the number 38. Okay. And in numerology, we would reduce that to a single digit. 3 plus 8 is 11. So it can be master number 11, but then 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay. So it also carries the energy of the 2, which has to do with partnership. Okay. And relationships and balance. Okay. And bringing things into harmony. So, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of you are experiencing growth when it comes to the realm of interpersonal relationships. Okay. And the way that you connect with others, the way that you show up in your relationships, the way that you give love, the way that you receive love. Once again, like the emphasis on community being really important here during Aquarius season. So I do see some of you are going to be coming into more higher vibrational type of connections with people that are really aligned with where you're at in this phase of your journey. Okay, so some of you could very well be meeting some new friends here. And you're just going to click with them. You're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I've known you forever. Where have you been? You weren't ready to align with them. And, you know, even vice versa. Maybe for them, they weren't ready. They had to get into a certain space energetically for you guys to really be able to connect, to collaborate. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, bye. I'm hearing plant the seed, plant the seed. You know, that new moon energy is a good time to plant the seeds of new intentions, right? Okay. So we have the crumbling. What are you clinging onto? So this energy is very common before like the ascension, or it goes hand in hand with ascension. All right. Usually you're going to kind of see something, whether it's external or something internal, is going to kind of fall away from your life. Okay. So for some of you, look, with this being the focus, like I said, on your community and your friends and things like that, some of you may have recently gone through like a falling out with a friend, or some of you might have gotten into your cutoff mode where you're like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I don't want to deal with you. For some of you, you know, these are things that you've been clinging on inside of yourself. Okay. How things have always been, quote unquote. I can never trust anyone. Like nobody ever really gets me. And I'm not making a mockery because look, I be on this shit. If anybody be on this shit, it be me. Okay. But you know, and oh, you know, I can't really be myself with anybody. And, you know, people around me, they never want to see me win. You know, there's always people around me that's trying to compete with me and try to do this and da 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 da, all the stories that we tell, right? And granted, these experiences are valid, they're real, you went through them, right? But that was an experience, okay? That doesn't have to be your whole life. And I think that's what spirit is really wanting for some of you, is to shift you, move you beyond that experience. And maybe it even happened more than once, right? Maybe you've had a few people that claim to be your friends, you know, that stabbed you in the back, or, you know, they just didn't really show up for you in the way that you needed them to, whatever the case, okay? But spirit is like, all right, let's move on, because I got something so much better for you if you're willing to let it go. So like I said, whether that's literally letting go of these people in your life, or letting go of, for some of you, this is resentment. These are grudges that you're holding about the past. And then you're wondering why you can't connect with anyone because your heart's not open. Okay. When you're holding grudges, you're closed off. All right. So some of you really, and that's a process too. Right. We've all been there before. And once again, I never want this to be a space where I'm invalidating anyone's feelings because you have a right to feel the way that you feel. Because I'm sure somebody did some fucked up shit, and it's like, yeah, I'm mad, yeah, I'm upset, yeah, I feel betrayed, I'm hurt, right? Um, you want to acknowledge that, sure, you want to honor that, but you also want to move through that, right? They're called emotions for a reason. They're not meant to just be stuck, stagnant. That's all you feeling all the time. You got to let it flow, okay? And I'm getting that some of you is like, spirit's like, all right, let's let this flow, all right. Ooh, for some of you, the crumbling is being initiated or activated by Uranus going direct. I say that because there's lightning in this card here, and lightning is symbolic of that Uranus energy, where, like I said, you have those aha moments, those sudden flashes of insights and things like that. For some of you, it may be a sudden awareness that you have that, oh, this person really isn't doing anything for me. There's nothing that I'm getting out of this friendship or this relationship or whatever the case may be, or there's nothing that I'm getting at this point from this story that I keep telling myself, that I keep, kind of playing on loop over and over again. I'm not getting anywhere with this. Okay, so that's the realization that some of you are having here, because you're getting ready, whatever's crumbling, like you're getting ready to build something on more solid ground. I'm seeing that you are getting ready to build things that are meant to last. Okay. Some of you are going to be coming into relationships and into community with people that are going to be in your life for a very long time, if not your whole life. Okay. And I think some of you have probably been out there like, I just want my people and my tribe and all that. I get it. And for some of you, it's coming in, it's coming, but it is going to require you to kind of let go of certain things as well. Some of you could be changing residence, changing your job here. That could be the new day, the new opportunity that is coming your way. I promise, you let go of whatever this is, you have something so beautiful waiting for you on the other side. I say that because, okay, so through this crumbling, this tower kind of like breaking apart, there's this like field of beautiful flowers here, and it just looks like, oh, la-di-da, let's go frolicking in the flowers. Literally, that's what y'all are going to be doing, is frolicking in the flowers with your soul tribe, or whatever you want to call it. With your boo, with your new team at work or something like that. Frolicking in the flowers in your new house. Okay, I gotta see you trying to flip over. Beautiful. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Okay, I love that. I really like this. Camera doesn't really focus too much on the card, so look, we're just gonna work with it this week, and I'll figure out the rest later. Y'all get the message, okay? Maybe I'll actually post a picture of the spread on my little community posting thingy. So just stay tuned for that if you want to actually just see the cards, okay? But yes, we have keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. I love this so much. Oh my gosh. Just last night, I had this whole thing that I was going to do for the new moon, and I did take my spiritual bath, but I had some other things I was going to do. But I ended up just sitting at my ancestral altar and having a nice little chat with my people. Okay, a much needed chat, because I got some really nice revelations. I had a nice dream and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys really were listening. So some of you, spend time with your ancestors. It does not have to be some complex thing either. You don't have to have an altar to sit and talk with your ancestors. Okay. all you need to do is holler at them. Hey, like, maybe call their name, for some of you that may have an interest in connecting with ancestors a little further back, maybe you don't know their name. You might just want to be very specific in invoking the presence of your elevated ancestors, okay? Because we all have ancestors that were not the best people on earth. And when it comes to our ascension, they're really not the best people to help us with that because they didn't do it them damn selves when they were here. So you definitely want to clarify, okay, especially if you're calling on ancestors whose names you don't know, okay, because you do have people, ancestors that do want to help you, but you might not have known them in this physical life, but they're still very much a part of your soul's journey, your growth, your ascension, as well as these new opportunities here that are meant to come through, as well as they're helping to guide you to the right people, to the right places. I'm hearing a mentor for some of you. For others of you, this could be to a spiritual community that your ancestors are guiding you to. I see this. Yeah, there's a full moon on this card. So we just had the new moon. The full moon will be the first week of February. Full moon in Leo, okay? Opposite of Aquarius. And what is that Leo energy about? It's about shining. It's about letting the world see you. Like, and combined with that Aquarius energy too, it's like, here I am. It gives me that like really like here I am world. Like see me, know me. Sure, you ain't gotta like me, but I guarantee you there are people that do, right? So that's what I'm getting here as well. You might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I wouldn't even be pressed about that because you are some people's exact cup of tea. You're exactly what they have been wishing for, praying for, setting intentions for. You are the manifestation of their prayers, and vice versa. They're the manifestation of yours. Recognize that some of you, some of these people sometimes be staring you right in your face, and you're just like, oh, I'm so hurt. I just can't. Look, I'm guilty. Look, I had a conversation with a friend recently. I'm like, yeah, girl, so my trauma, I'm sorry. Like, it be like that, and I think that's a space that we really need to get into when it comes to, having these stronger communities as well, is to be more transparent, to be more vulnerable with the people in our lives. Here, give me a second. Let me plug in this computer before it dies on me. Okay, there we are. All right, cool. So yes, where was I? Ancestors. Some of you may even want to, leave offerings for your ancestors. And those are very simple. You could do a glass of water. If they like coffee, give them coffee. If they like liquor, give them some liquor. You can give them food offerings if you know like what their favorite food or their meal was. You can, get in the kitchen, chef it up for them. And offerings can be served for multiple purposes. They can be given just as thanks, like, hey guys, just thank you. Thank you for all that you do. But also, offerings can be given when you want your ancestors to help you with something specific. Okay. So you can literally be like, hey guys, I'm giving you this. I really need help when it comes to my social life. I'm feeling really out of place. I'm feeling really disconnected and lonely. And I just want to feel at home, like with my people. Give it to them and they'll be like, all right, baby, we got you. Because they want that for you. They don't want you to be sitting around like, feeling like just out in the world all alone. You're not. And they're here to remind you that as well. They want to remind you you're not alone. We got you, but also that there are people in this physical realm that you are meant to, I'm hearing come home to. Yeah, it's like a homecoming here. That's really beautiful. I don't know. Somebody could be connecting with someone from like their childhood. They may live somewhere else, and it's like they're coming home, and it's like you're reconnecting with them. Something like that as well. That's what I'm picking up here. So let's see what else we got going on. I'm going to pull one card from this deck and then an affirmation, and we'll do the 7-day Tarotscope. So they were like 2 cards. Whenever I do this, y'all, I just be so amazed. I'm like, Spirit, you are just so cute. So we have Spirit Guide coming through, okay? I know you can't really see it the best. Like I said, I'm going to post that picture for y'all. But yes, okay, Spirit Guide, that's your ancestors. But, you know, for those of you, maybe that's something that doesn't resonate with you. That's cool. Your angels or something. Literally a spirit guide, because a spirit guide doesn't have to have like any familial connection to you. Like it doesn't, it's not just ancestors that are spirit guides. Okay. So you could have a spirit guide. It could be some random ass person, you know, that has passed over, but you know, they're here to assist you within a certain aspect of your life. So yes, many of you, there's spirit guide or spirit guides that are wanting to connect with you here this week. Take the time and the space to do that. I always tell people, just slow down and just be still and be quiet. And I know that's so hard to do in our society because we are constantly stimulated with these damn phones and with social media and refreshing your damn feed every 5 seconds. It's just a lot, okay? This may even be a week where you decide, I'm going to take a little social media break and just instead, you know, maybe every day, like for 10 minutes, I'm just going to sit in prayer or meditation. You can sit in silence. You don't even have to say anything. Sometimes it's really just about you being present. Because, yeah, I'm getting for some of you, you don't even have to say anything when it comes to the spirit guide or guides. They just want you to be present, and they are going to impart on you like the healing that you need, the love that you need. Okay. The spirit guide or guides love you very much. So for many of you, I do get ancestors because your family, you know, those people, they know you, right? This is so cute. I love it because, yes, Valentine's season is coming up. So 'tis the season of love. Please, I hope you're celebrating in some way, whether you are in a romantic connection or not. I know I'm over here organizing something for me and my girls for Galentine's. So look, I love love and I love to celebrate the people that I love. So look, that might be an idea for some of you. Like, you know, hit up your friends, let's do something. Let's go out to eat, or we can even have a nice cozy night in, you know, order takeout, watch some chick flicks or something like that, you know. Um, but yes, tis the season of love. Working with rose quartz can also be really supportive for you in your healing here. In this upcoming week, we've got your heart chakra definitely coming through with the activations because, like I said, some of y'all, I just don't know why I'm not connecting with anyone because you're still full of resentments and anger and bitterness. And, you know, I'm not saying this in a judgmental way because these are very human feelings and we all experience these feelings. But like I said, emotions, they're emotion, okay? They're not stuck and stagnant and keeping us in a loop, right? So some of you need to break on out of that. All right. I'm hearing EFT, emotional freedom technique. It's like tapping. Do your Googles. I don't want to get too much into it because I'm just looking at the time here and I'm like, okay, I need to get into this next part of the reading. But yeah, EFT may be something that can help some of you. Okay. For some of you, this love may be of the more romantic nature as well. Like I said, some of you might be clinging on to an old relationship, clinging on to that little dusty ex, right? Clinging on to all the hurt that you've experienced in past relationships and wondering why you're not in a happy relationship now. Same thing. Your heart's not open. You're not ready to receive it. Like in your mind, consciously, you're ready to receive it, but your energy, subconscious is saying a whole other thing here, okay? Yeah, I know we have been talking a lot about like the divine feminine and masculine. Some of that healing can be regarding your parents. Those are those deeper wounds that, not all of us are aware of. I'll say that much. This card literally flips over. Your affirmation. I give myself permission to revisit old wounds and keep healing. I'm telling you, Spirit got jokes. It's just so funny. So once again, I give myself permission to revisit old wounds and keep healing. Okay. Healing is not a linear process, it's not a one and done thing, And yes, you can definitely be doing the work and still be hurt at times. Shit. That's something that's definitely come up for me here this past week. I've been doing the work. I know I've been doing the work, but still, there's those aspects of you that do still grieve certain things that you've gone through. Give yourself space to do that. Oh, yes. Because I'm getting, even in your grief, that is helping you in your ascension. That's helping you shed. That's helping you release, this heaviness here so you can ascend, right? You got to be light to ascend, right? So yeah, like, your heart may be weighted down and heavy like an anchor. Um, lighten up, travel light, baby, travel light. And I know it's not always easier said than done. But I pray, that everybody out there can find some means, some tools, something to help them in their healing process. Hopefully, this reading can help you in some way. Very powerful. I love this. Okay. So we're gonna kind of mosey on into the tarot here. It's a little funny. Tarot for the week ahead. So let me just give these a little shuffle, see if there's any other messages coming through here. I don't know why I'm hearing somebody grandma yelling hallelujah. Like I'm just getting like traditional Southern Baptist church. Somebody auntie grandma hallelujah. I don't know if that's because you're like, finally the light has turned on. Like, God damn, bitch, finally. Like, took you long enough. And look, your ancestors, they love you. And true, they be cracking jokes too. Like, I already know my ancestors be looking at me like, girl, are you serious? Like, are you seriously doing this? And I'm like, yeah, I am. And they still be there while my silly ass still doing whatever I'm doing, and they'll be there when I'm ready to wake up. Okay, so I'm getting that for some of you. Like, finally, hallelujah. What does that word even mean? Like, does it just mean like praise or something? I'm curious now because I mean I know people just say it all the time, but like, what does it really mean? Well, look, yeah, God be praised. Okay. An expression of worshiping or rejoicing. Rejoice. Yes, I'm definitely getting that energy of your ancestors rejoicing. Like, finally, like they get it, they see it. Oh, I love this. Why are y'all doing this? Why am I hearing Kirk Franklin stomp? Oh, look, that might be somebody's song. Get them in that space, okay? Like, look, some of y'all might need to turn that on. I remember when I was little and that song first came out. That shit had people in a frenzy. Like, it's a good song for sure. It'll get you right, okay? So some of you may need to go ahead and turn on some Kirk Franklin here this evening or to get your day started. That's definitely like a really motivational song. So maybe a nice way to start the day. That's a nice way to honor your ancestors too. Even for those of us like myself who are seeking to reconnect with our roots and our spiritual roots in Africa. Okay, any of us that are descendants of enslaved people here in the Americas. Many of us are in a space where we are trying to reconnect with our roots and whatnot. Um, but even within that, keeping in mind, with a lot of African traditional religions and spiritual practices, um, ancestral veneration is a big part of a lot of them. Okay. Um, Honoring those that came before us, right? So even though you may not identify as Christian, your ancestors, some of them did. Okay. For me, I think I mentioned it to you guys last week, that I have a book of prayers and I'll sit and, read the prayers to my ancestors, stuff like that, right? Look, y'all, I have a tambourine in here because that's one thing I remember about my great grandmother, because she definitely had us at church and she would be playing her little tambourine. She was a deaconess, so she was in there, in there. She loved her some Jesus, and I'm like, I love that for her because I feel like that made her, it really shaped who she was, and just kind of how she is with our family. Like, she just holds such a high position for a lot of us. The Empress. I'm gonna put this back in, but the Empress is mommy, okay? But it could also be grandma, that that feminine energy. But yeah, I was saying I got my tambourine, and I'll get in here sometimes. I'm like, all right, you know, um, sing a little gospel song or something. Wake up the spirits. Wake up the spirits. That's what that is for as well. Some people, they'll use the tambourines, or they'll use the drums, or they'll use like a staff or something like that. Wake up the spirits is what I'm hearing. All right, let's see, Spirit. What we got going on? Give me this 7-day. Some of y'all, buy yourself some roses. Don't wait on no man to buy you no flowers. Same for my man. Shit, if you like flowers, buy yourself some damn flowers. Like, it's okay to beautify your space, okay? But yeah, like, buy yourself some flowers. Go on and buy you one of them them really extravagant bouquets of flowers as well. Like, what, they be like 100? I mean, they'd be $100 or something. Like, I know I saw somebody posting it. What is it, Costco? Like, they have those really big bouquets for a pretty reasonable price. So yeah, treat yourself. Okay, they said this is it. All right, thank you. So let me lay these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Beautiful. Really nice week. Okay, I am not mad at it. And I gotta show you what's underneath the deck. We got the Fool. Okay, this is that new day card that came up. The Fool is all about the new beginning. Oh, gosh, you guys. I just like literally felt my fucking heart like, ah. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Because I love the Fool. Look at how he kind of leads with his chest like open. Because it's basically like he got his heart wide open. This is where some of y'all finna get into this. Heart wide open. That don't mean you silly. Now that don't mean you foolish, because you have learned from the past, I think, in certain instances where you have led with your heart wide open, but maybe in the wrong environments or with the wrong people. Okay. But I'm getting that some of you're coming into spaces where it is safe for you to lead with your heart wide open. I love that for you. That's such a liberating space to be in. Okay. And once again, I'm getting a very strong message that somebody could be moving, whether that's your home or your job. Okay. All right. So let's start off here with Monday's energy. January 23rd, we got the sexy King of Wands. He's so sexy. He's so fine. Okay. So for some of you, this may be somebody in your life who is so sexy and so fine. Might be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but this could also be you. Shout out to my fire signs out there. Woo-hoo, that's me. Man or woman. Okay. Keep in mind with the tarot, gender, like, it ain't even like all in a box like that. Okay. So this can be a man or a woman. This is somebody who is embodying their maybe a little more of their masculine energy for sure, because women can do that as well. This is someone who is a go-getter. They're assertive. They're confident. I'm hearing authority. Somebody is in their motherfucking authority starting off this week. I love to see it. You're feeling very empowered. You're ready to kind of take charge of your life and do what you need to do. What? Oh, okay. I don't know what that is about. I don't know why I heard somebody say, pull your britches up. What does that mean? Okay, look, some little freaks out there, but I'm gonna let you keep that to yourself. Um, but oh, it could also mean, yeah, like pull your britches up, pull your like your big girl panties on or your big boy drawers. Like, it's time to boss up, basically. Okay, it's time for you to be the king, right? And keep in mind, we contain the multitudes, my loves. You're not just this. You're this. You're this. Shit. You're that empress that popped up. In the tarot, you're all of this. Okay. And I teach more about this, the tarot in my mentorship program where we really dive into that. But yeah, you're all of these things. Okay. So this King of Wands, really great energy, especially for those of you that are entrepreneurs or really trying to make some moves in your career. It seems like you're starting off the week on a really good foot. Okay. There's people that are definitely looking at you like, man, like you are dope as fuck. You just, yeah, you're doing a damn thing. Okay. So even if you don't have people telling you, I promise you, it's people that's watching you. They're like, wow, dang, okay, I see you. Okay. But remember, first and foremost, we always need to see ourselves first. Okay. So don't wait around for nobody's validation and nobody to tell you doing a good job. You don't need none of that. Give it to yourself. Okay. So moving on next to Tuesday. When I'm looking at my calendar. The 24th. Okay, we got the Three of Pentacles. Hey, get that money, get that money. Okay, so some of you are coming into a deal of some sort. This is a new contract, a new partnership, particularly within the realm of finances and career. Okay, so this can very well be a new job for some of you, or a new contract, or a new client. Um, I'm hearing signing bonus as well. Okay. So if you're interviewing for jobs and maybe you have multiple jobs on the table, or multiple offers on the table, take the one with the signing bonus. Okay. I mean, shit, that'd be kind of obvious anyway, especially if someone else is not offering them. But I mean, of course, compare, do your pros and cons and all of that. But for someone, I'm hearing signing bonus. Okay. The Three of Pentacles is ultimately a card of collaboration and being able to work together. Okay. And as the King of Wands, he can be a team player. Okay. He's very much a leader for sure. But I'm getting that everyone's a leader. Everyone's a leader in their own right. I don't think that anybody's just inherently a follower. Like, we can all lead in some area of our lives. So I'm getting that this dynamic here, like everyone leads in some way. Okay. This is also maybe about seeing the strengths and what is of value in other people and like bolstering them up. Okay. That's one thing with the King of Wands is, he can see other people. He can see like, oh man, like you're really gifted. You're really good at that. Like, how can I, not use that per se, like in a bad way, but yeah, like how can we kind of work together in some way to mutually benefit each other? Was that a symbiotic relationship? Hmm. Some of you may be having talks about um, getting married or like moving in with your partner or something like that. This may be okay. For some of you, you're going to the bank to like apply for a loan or something like that for you and your partner to get a home. Okay. Or to start a business. Okay. This doesn't have to be with your romantic partner. This could also be someone that you're professionally tied to, and you're like, you two are going to go in on a business together, you got to go get a loan. Okay. So see like a lot of paperwork and stuff like that being involved. Moving on to Wednesday, the 25th, we have temperance. All right. So this is all about bringing things into balance, into harmony here. This is a time where, like I said, you may actually need to slow down and rest and pause. Just, oh, wow. It's so funny just the way I have it laid out here. It's sitting on top of the spirit guide card. So for some of you, this is your spirit guide, okay? Or your ancestor here. Something significant about Wednesday, right? Where they're like, yeah, I need to holla at you, right? Or there could be something that's taking place for you on Wednesday and you're just like, oh my gosh, how did that happen? Them. Partially because of you too, but also because of them. So make sure to show thanks. And like I said, that can be with an offering. You see him pouring the water here, so you're like pouring libation. And let me pour you up a little glass of some, because you did me that favor, right? So definitely do that. Okay, when they come through for you, definitely want to pay respect. All right. For some of you that, like I said, you may not feel as connected to the ancestral stuff. This is, I can't remember which archangel this is off the top of my head. I don't know if it's Gabriel or is it Michael? I don't know. But either way it goes, some of you may feel a little more connected to like the archangels. So working with them could be a really good idea. Calling upon them for assistance. And one thing too with the angels as well, they typically don't intervene unless you ask. All right. Unless maybe it's some life or death type of shit where they're like, oh God. But other than that, kind of when it comes to your day-to-day stuff, you ask them. Okay. Ask them for their help and they will help you. Okay. I don't know why I just heard like someone having a question about this. Like, do you give offerings to your angels? I'm not really familiar with that. I don't really think they need offerings like that, but don't quote me. You might want to just kind of tune into your own intuition when it comes to stuff like that. Okay. Or at least an offering for an angel. Okay. I think honestly for them, like, thank you. They're grateful for you just acknowledging that, yeah, they did that. Okay. Some of you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. Like I said, ooh, yeah, we got this strong fire energy coming through. Now, the Temperance card also suggests that you need to kind of keep things in moderation here, especially for those of you that like to overindulge, okay? Drinking, smoking, whatever, okay? Temperance is about keeping things in moderation. Mhm. That may be for some of you because this card is also sitting on the crumbling card. For some of you, you're overcoming addictions, okay, and like bad habits and things like that that you've struggled with. I see that you're receiving some angelic assistance or ancestral assistance in helping you to overcome that. Shout out to you. Like if you're on that journey, um, you know, of sobriety, yeah, I'm picking up on someone that may be like in AA or something like that, or is it Codependence Anonymous. Um, but congratulations to you and your journey there. I definitely want to show you some love. Um, all right, so let's move on next to Thursday, the 26th. We have the Two of Pentacles. All right, so this may be a day where you're balancing a lot on your plate. It's probably going to be one of your busier days of the week. All right. Some of you, this can be you literally, you've got a full time job and then you've also got your business on the side that you're managing. So you're like, oh my gosh, like trying to balance all of these different things. For some of you, that could be your job and your family life. Uh, excuse me. But this this does suggest that you're doing a good job, and maybe you need to give yourself some credit as well, because I think some of you may be feeling a little overwhelmed. But just also give yourself grace and credit, and be like, I'm doing the best I can, and I'm doing a really good job with the best that I can as well. Okay. Now, sometimes this Two of Pentacles can be about, two different options that we have available to us, and it's interesting because this is the card in the tarot reading that is smack dab in the middle. Okay. We got three cards to the left and three to the right. And we got the Two of Pentacles here. So, yeah, interesting, especially with that dynamic of the twos. So, some of you, I'm getting you're weighing the pros and cons of like two different options. I am getting for some of you, this is like a job thing. Or for others of you, this is about where you're going to live. For others of you, this is about, like I said, we've been talking a lot about friendships, so you might be having to make a decision when it comes to a specific friend in your life, or you want to be with this group, but that group, right? So that's kind of where you're at here with this Two Pentacles juggling. Oh my gosh. I was literally like juggling balls like in the air, but I don't know where my mind is going today, but it's going there. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So yeah, have fun with that. All right. So moving on. Oh my gosh. To Friday. I'm sorry, I'm so childish. We have the 27th. On Friday, we have the Strength card. I mean, hey, we was talking about juggling balls, and this is like the Temptation card. But hey, everybody's not going to be juggling balls this week, at least in that way. But yeah, some of you, there could be something that's very tempting. And like I said, this doesn't even have to be about sex, because I am seeing for some of you, you're overcoming like addictions and just like bad habits and things like that. So this could be you feeling tempted to kind of revert back and like, ooh, I really want it. I need it. But do you? Okay. So this is about you kind of putting your physical needs to the back seat for a minute, okay? Because this is you operating in your higher self, okay? And your higher self doesn't need those things, okay? Higher self, all right. For those of you that like to get high, I do too. Look, I like weed. Okay, this is a 420 friendly channel over here. Right now, I'm on a break though. But yes, this is about you, like I said, operating from your higher self, and your higher self don't need none of that. Don't need no weed. It don't need no liquor. It don't need sex, because it's literally not a physical body. It doesn't need fucking loads of clothes and material things. Like, it doesn't need those. It doesn't need that. Okay. Your higher self should be needing quiet time, some solitude, maybe a little reflection, right? Maybe some nature, connecting with God. All right. So those may be some things that you want to lean into here on Friday. Now, for some of you, this can suggest, like I was saying, with the Two of Pentacles on Thursday, you are juggling quite a bit, especially as far as your responsibilities on a day-to-day basis. So Friday can suggest that you're tired, okay, but you also have that strength within you to just keep doing what you need to do. Just take it one step in front of the other, right? Of course, when you need to take a break, take it. Oh, yeah, and this is, I love this. This card is falling on the Love card as well as the Keepers of the Earth. Okay, so this could also be, like I said, your ancestors, guardian angels that want to help you in overcoming something that has been a challenge for you, whether it's been an addiction, a bad habit, some sort of temptation in your life, um, or even issues that you've had maybe within your relationship, or within career. They want to help you. Oh yeah, this is on the Love card too. Some of you need to temper the ego. I'm hearing ego creates separation, separates you from your higher self, but it also separates you from other people, right? When we're more focused on being right than seeking understanding, we're operating from our ego. Okay. So if this is regarding any type of relationship stuff, drop out of the ego and into your heart. We may have a Leo for some of you that could be significant on Friday. Moving into Saturday, we have the King of Cups, Mr. Sweet King of Cups. Ooh, I done told y'all, some of y'all got some options. You got some choices to make between the King of Cups and the King of Wands. Okay. Maybe a fire sign and a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Okay. Shit, they're giving me the tea. All right. And it's clear, I will say, going back to this Two of Pentacles, I think for some of you, it's very clear on what direction you need to go in. Okay. Even though you're over here like weighing the pros and cons and all of that, I think for some of you, it's clear. If it's not, that's okay. Ask your ancestors to make it clear. Ask your angels, make it clear. Higher self, please make this clear what decision I need to take that is in alignment with my highest destiny, right? That's aligned with this path here. Your Temperance, Strength card. We'll get to the next major arcana as well in a second. But yes, on Saturday, we've got this King of Cups energy. Even if this isn't a person in your life, once again, this could be you in the space that you're in. So you're feeling very emotionally grounded. For those of you that may have been feeling a little overwhelmed, it does seem like you're coming into a space where you're like, calm, peace. Okay. So I definitely see you kind of prioritizing your peace here on Saturday through whatever activities you are doing or not doing. Okay. Because some of you may be like, look, I don't want to be bothered. I just want to be at home, kind of in my own space, doing my own thing, right? So definitely have fun with that if that's the case. Um, Empathy is something that I'm hearing, and that's even going back to Friday's energy with the Strength card, needing to drop out of the ego and down into the heart. That's where the King of Cups lives, in the heart. King of Wands, I'm guilty because I'm a fire sign. Look, we all have an ego. King of Wands. I mean, all of the suits, the royal courts, you know, they have their shadow sides too. So they all can operate from ego. But typically, people will see the King of Wands as being a little more egotistical than the King of Cups. Okay. So you take that how you will. But yes, like I said, drop into your heart here. This could be a time where others may be relying on you. Somebody may reach out to you like, hey, no, I need some advice. I need some help, or I just need somebody to listen to me. King of Cups, he's a great listener. Some of you may feel like I need somebody to listen to me. Go seek out the King of Cups. Okay. It doesn't necessarily have to be a water sign. It doesn't have to be a man. All right. This is just someone that can actually hold space for you. Hmm. Yep. This is definitely someone that can hold space for you. This might be your dad or some shit. Right. Or this could be one of those ancestors as well. Like I said, for me over this weekend, I just sat my ass down and it's like, all right, let me just chill with y'all for a minute. Okay. So same thing for you all. Mm. The more that your empathy levels are growing and like your heart chakra is expanding, I'm getting the more your psychic and intuitive abilities are refined as well. So some of you may even find yourselves in a position of wanting to maybe get into some sort of spiritual or psychic type of work. Okay. I just heard community. Okay. We were talking about Aquarius season and all of that. So some of you definitely maybe like connecting or plugging into a spiritual community of some sort. This could be the person that might be um, leading this or kind of bringing everyone together or teaching, guiding in some capacity. Very nice. Okay. And last but not least, we finished the week on Sunday with the lovers. All right, it's a beautiful way to end the week. So it just seems like, all is in perfect harmony. We're so happy. We're so in love. And like I said, this isn't just regarding platonic relationships. This is also, or excuse me, this isn't just about romantic relationships. This is platonic as well. Where some of you are going to be like, oh my gosh, you're my long lost best friend. Where have you been? Like, um, or oh my gosh, you're my dream business partner. Where have you been? So it's something like that. And once again, you got this angels here, or the ancestors bringing you together. Right up here, yep, bringing you together. So I will say there's a reason that there's a cloud between the two of them. Okay. It is because there is possibly a decision that is needing to be made, which we saw. I mean, we saw it in the Two of Pentacles. And like I said, for some of you, with these two kings showing up in the reading, especially for my ladies out there, or if you um, are involved with men, you might have like two different men that you're choosing between. Okay. Only one of them is your match. Only one of them is your divine match here. Okay. So, like I said, if you don't have that clarity, this is the week to ask your ancestors to give you that clarity. Because for some of you, I get maybe things have been a little cloudy. You're not sure what's going on there. We have the energy of Gemini coming through with the lovers as well. You know, we have Mars. It's been in Gemini for quite some time. So Mars may kind of be doing a little something in the sky here this week. Shit, I could pull it up. Let me see. Let's see. What is Mars? If Mars is doing anything this week. Okay, I'm not seeing any. Well, on the 30th, so that's next Monday, we have the Sun trine Mars, Sun in Aquarius trine Mars in Gemini. Okay, so I think this lovers is kind of like leading into that energy on Monday. So this is a really good energy when Mars trines the Sun. It gives you a big boost of vitality, of optimism, of energy. For some of you, your libido might be going through the roof here. That's why I knew, I'm like, look, why am I getting all these little freaky deaky messages coming through? Because some of y'all gonna be feeling it. I know you may be laughing at me. You're like, yeah, girl, what you talking about? By the end of the week, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Okay. So you can come back and be like, yeah, so about that. You can keep your business private too. You ain't gotta put that all out in the comments and on the interwebs like a lot of these people, some of these famous folks have been doing here. Look, if y'all been on the internet this past week, it's been a lot. It's always a lot. But nonetheless, okay, you do end the week. There is someone in your space. Perfect fit. Perfect match. Are they? I'm not saying they're a perfect person because nobody is. You aren't either. But they're the perfect fit for you. Okay. And that's what we have to keep in mind as well. Like I said, not being in this ego space where, yeah, in the ego, we can be very controlling and we can like, they just gotta be this. It's gotta be exactly like this. Like, relax. Like, you want people to also be themselves in the relationship. And if that just so happens to not align with you, then you also know that's not your person. Okay. So, we don't want to force anything here. Definitely don't want to force it. Am I getting anything else here? What else you got from me, Spirit, before I wrap it on up? Somebody may be making a baby. That's so funny. I keep seeing people tweet, do not get pregnant during on Valentine's because we don't need any more Scorpios. I'm like, y'all so mean. But somebody might be definitely heading in that direction here as we transition into February. And it may simply be when you decide. Okay. Especially for some of you that have been teeter tottering. And it might not even necessarily mean that you literally have these two options available to you. Like I said, for some of you, this is just past stuff that might be attached to one of these individuals, okay, that you're needing to put the fuck behind you. Because I think, what one of these people had you fucked up. Like, really, they had you wide open, but they fucked you over, basically. And it's like, do you want to go down that path again? Or would you rather go down this path with someone that has not fucked you over? And it's not to say that they're going to be perfect, that people don't make mistakes, but somebody in this dynamic is a lot more caring for your heart than someone else. Okay. You get to decide. That's what the lovers is. You decide. Okay. So that being said, my loves, I'm going to wrap it up here. This was fun as always. Look, once my channel gets some more traction, we gonna start going live and stuff. So make sure share these videos with your friends and shit. Like, don't be stingy with me. Somebody else might need these messages too. Post that shit on your Instagram. Tag me at the Mystic Model. If you do that, I'll do something real nice for you. I do like to show people love when they show me love. So if you ever share any of my YouTube videos outside of YouTube, okay, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you be, make sure you tag me or reach out to me in some way and let me know, like, hey, I did that and I got you. Okay. So I'm going to wrap it up here, my loves. With that being said, take care. Have a beautiful week ahead. Sending you all so much love. Take care. Bye.